Hello and welcome to our channel. So in this tutorial we will configure the SAP OData version 2 mock server, and we will complete the all step 1 to step 4. So after completing this project, you can see that there is some data. It will be displayed. The data will collect through the mock server, and I will configure all the instruction what is given. I will not copy the code. I will just type and I will describe how the code is being used. And another thing is that in the step 1 it is instruct us to download the code to get this scenario, but I will not download the code. I will also teach you how you can start from the scratch using the Easy UI5, and that is the another learning for you, because if you know how to generate the project using Easy UI5, then actually it will be very easy without creating manual any file or folder. So first of all, let's start that why we need the mock server. I mean that when you start work with any project, then you can call the data from the real server, and you don't need to create your own server or something like that. But the issue is that sometimes it may happen that you want to start your project, but you don't have the access on the real server. Then how you can do? You can stop work, right? So you have to continue, and that is the reason you can build your own mock server, and you can build your test data, and you can connect with this mock server to complete your project. So when you complete your project and you connect with the real server, it will behave same. So that is the reason mock server is very important, and SAP also recommend to create the mock server. So let's start. So as I said that I will not download any code, but I will show you how to create SAPUI5 generator. So let's start. So let's start with the Visual Studio Code. So here that is the very beginning level. To do this all projects, just open this, and we can go to the terminal, new terminal, and here we need to go to the D. Okay, so here actually now you are here. So here you have to create project, and our objective is that without downloading the code, your project's setup should be like this. So here we have to use the, so in another video I also described how you can download and how you can install the Easy UI5. So basically you don't need to follow this video. If you just follow this video, that is also okay, because I will try to describe again in this video. Okay, so now actually that is the Easy UI5 is a generator. You can see the run at generator. So here actually just press enter because it is already selected. And now actually after that, what you are going to create, actually you are creating the project. So just select the project. That is also good. So now actually that is the app, and press enter. So now actually you have to make a name of the project. So here you can see that what is their name of that project. So you can see basically that is the project name is the mock server. So actually basically this part is the name namespace, and this is the name of the project. So I can just put the mock server. Okay, so now I have to put the namespace from here. So So after that, actually it will be created SAPUI demo.mock server. So this net you have to care about that, otherwise your project will create, but it may not be the same as your SAP instruction. So this is okay. We will create the static web server, and you probably know that there are two type of view. One is the XML and another is JS, but here we will also create the XML. SAP also recommend to XML. So here actually that for your project, how the project will get the resource. So either you can use the local server, you can download everything and you can upload local resource, or you can directly connect to the SAP network, SAP system through the internet. So that is the reason we are not downloading or we are not dedicatedly using another service. So we can directly connect with the SAPUI5 so to get the resource. So that is the reason you have to select this. So this, okay, everything is, it will be as it is. So now you can see that it is creating the sap.ui5.demo.mock server. That is the same namespace. So that's things you have to just follow, and now actually everything it will create. We have to just wait, so let it be done. So now you can see that it is completed. So now what we have to do, this is created. So now actually we have to go to this. So just copy this name and cd. Okay, so now you can open, then just good. Okay, so new Visual Code, we can stop this. So now actually we will work on that. So now let's compare. Now in the step 1, if I browse that code, so here actually you can see that in the step 1, that is the folder structure, and that what you have created. So this is the reason, like if we go to the web app, so you can see the controller, and there is also a controller and app controller, and you can see that is the i89, and that is also i89, and the test, there is also test and view. So that is, everything is same, but you have to add something. So basically what you have to do, there is no, inside the web app there is no mock data, it's the metadata. So what we have to do, basically we have to create a new folder that is called local service. So inside that local service you actually need that metadata. So this metadata, when you work with the real server, then you actually get this metadata. I mean that from any OData service, then you always get the metadata. So that is the reason you don't need to worry about that. But as you are working with the local server and the mock server will produce the mock data. So that is the reason, don't worry about that metadata. You can just, I can just copy this metadata. So basically that is the local service, and that is the local service, and that is the metadata. So I'm just copy this metadata from here. and I'm just from here, I'm just copy, because I don't want to type this type of metadata, but you have to understand actually how it is working. Okay, and if you check in that, so this metadata is there, and in the test there is a mock server. So now what I will do, basically, that first let's run this project what we just created. So if we go the terminal, then we have to run that because we created this project using the generator, so it should start. So and start, you can see that it is starting. So basically that is the our project that is running, and this is running from the index.html. So basically it is running from here, but what we'll do, we will need a separate HTML or for the to connect with the mock server, how it is look like. So we already have that index.html. So if we want to connect that HTML, so we can just connect with this. So here, so as you already in the index.html, and it is connecting without a mock server, but here actually in two line you have to change. The line number 1 is that double dot, and another is that one init function. So these actually, if you change these things, so it will automatically redirect to the mock server. So now if I just select like this, and here Control S, okay, it's running. So now what we'll do, we will change the configuration. So here actually that is our SAPUI demo, that is the namespace, and it is also mock server, then test init mock server. So now actually you can see that what would be the initialize functions. The initialize function will be from this, like basically that is the namespace, and that is the mock server. So using this path, actually it's already coming to the web app. After web app, I tell that okay, let's go to the test, and then test actually that should have a test init mock server. So now we'll create this init mock server in a minute. So let's create that init mock server. So in the test here actually just mock server.js. So now actually it is connecting with that So now you can see that when I created the init mock server, so our index.html is actually connecting with that init mock server. So that is the reason everything is gone, because still it is under process, we didn't finalize. So if I connect with the that is the init.server, so here actually it is nothing. So how we can understand that is connecting with this? So if we press the F12, you can see it's nothing. But if we want to make any error here, so now you can see that is actually it is not good. So that means that actually it is connecting with that initialize mock server. Okay, so now actually here we will initialize the mock server. So here actually we have to change that function. So here actually that is SAP then UI, that is the name path demo, then mock server, then local service, then actually another mock service. Actually still it is not there, but we'll create in a minute, but just you need to follow, that's it. So here you can just use that that is the functions, and this function now it should be this mock server and return no require. So here actually that is our mock server. We'll just initialize here. So mock service, actually that is the, it is not mock service, it should be the mock server. Mock server, that is also mock server, and here actually that is the mock server dot init. So still it's not there, but we have to create. So basically that is the that is the initialize the mock server. So now actually we have to put what we have to require. Again, that initialize the embedded component is the component on the HTML page. It's okay, so now here actually we have to use that for that require, that is SAPUI dot require. So here actually we have to use that component. You know that for component we have to use that these brackets. So we can just finish here, and it should be SAP.UI core dot component. So that's it. So now actually you are just initializing the mock server, but actually there is no real mock server, because the local server, that is our local server, and inside that local server there is no mock server. So now actually we have to create the mock server, but here actually inside that local service, now we are in that local service, only we have that metadata, but we don't have any data, actually the main data, like the JSON format data. So that is the reason what we will do, we will create a JSON, and that is the reason here we will create another folder that is called that mock data, and inside that mock data, that is another call meetups.json. So that is the same. I'm not actually typing this, because that is just a copy and paste. So now you can see that you have a local server and you have that mock data, and you also inside that mock data, that is basically the data, and you have that metadata for mock server. So now this fine. So now what we have to do, we have to create a mock server here. Is mock server dot, okay. So now actually if you go to the initialize.mock server, I mean that here, so basically that is your mock server.js, that is a metadata, and that is the main data, and inside that test we also created the initialize mock server. So now actually you can relate that this is the mock server and this is the mock server and local service, and after that, that is the mock server. So actually that should be the mock service. So error is gone because it was not the same as it is. So now you have that, like initialize, you can configure that init, but actually this init coming from that mock server. So now actually you have to define that init.mock server, and that is the real init.mock server. So let's start with this. So here actually this is not this return, it is started. Let me just, so here and this manage object, it's not required. So what we will do, we'll just, sorry, so here we'll call the main SAP defined mock server, sap.ui dot, that is inside the core, then sorry, core, then utilities, then here it should have that mock server here. So now it is here. So basically now actually you can initialize here. So return here, actually you can init function. So here can just, so basically that is the function, so it's not required. Yes, save. So now first we'll create, so here actually create variable mock server, but we'll use that mock server just for the variable server, new mock server, and here actually it's the this, and again, and we have to close this, and here we will use that root URI, and here actually that is the main root is that main path. So now actually we have to simulate this. So let's simulate that mock server dot simulate. So now actually from where we will, I mean that which data it will simulate. So it will simulate basically the metadata what we just discussed. So we have to mention the path here, so that local service, then metadata dot XML, that is on, and another is that as mock data base URL. So this is also the same with that metadata. So here local service, then mock data. So now actually inside that mock server configurations, basically we mock server I simulate, it will simulate basically that from this metadata and the mock data. So mock data that inside that meets up, and here we have to put others. Missing mock data true, and we have to complete here. So now actually we have to start the mock server. So this is simulation is done. So now actually we have to start the mock server. So that is the mock server dot start. Here actually you can see that it is not good, because actually here it is not, it is not from here mock server, because I am calling from the main SAP UI core. It is, so basically that is the main server. Now you can see that is all error gone. So now this is done, and here also it is the same. So now actually it should fine. If we check, is there any? Okay, so there is no error, everything is good. Sorry. So as per the initial stage, actually we completed all steps. So now we have to render this data, I mean that metadata we have to render here. So that is the reason what we have to do, we have to change the create the, because the data will come from here, but actually we have to set up, I mean that basically we will show this data here. So if you want to render this data, you have to create the data source and model, and obviously you have to do in the manifest. So here let's configure that manifest file. So here basically first of all in that sap.app, you can see that is the last here. So inside that SAP app you have to create another data source. So that is the data source, and that what is the name of the data source, like you can say like that is the main service. Then here that is the settings for the, whenever you connect the data source you have to do this part. So here actually, sorry, that is and that is that all. Then it's type of that, what type of data source, that is the type is the OData, and now we have to use the settings. In the settings we have to use that version, you know, the 2 and 4, so we'll use the 2, and we have to use that local URL from where the data source will connect. So local URL, that should be the, it should be connected with that metadata. So that is local service, then metadata. So we'll just local service, then metadata dot XML. Okay, so you have to remember that data source is connected with that model. So we have to go to that models here. Again, you have to remember that I have created this project using the generator. So that's why that you can find everything. You don't need to code all from scratch, but if you want to do code everything, you have to prepare. You will not get that model, so you have to write that code everything. So here inside that model, that is the in part, so we will create another. So basically that is the default without any name. So directly it will connect data from here, and the data source is the main service, and main service is this. That is the main service, and that is the data source, and this data source is connected with this metadata, and this model is connected with the main service. Okay, so that is fine. So now actually we have to render the applications here. So let's start with this. So before the rendering data, still we need to do something with the mock server. So basically here you can see that is the starting. Here we can start the mock server. That is fine, but we also need to handling the mocking functions input call step. So that is the reason you need to, I'm not typing the code, I'm just copying the code from the page. Sure. So here actually that is the int, and from here you can paste this, and now you can see that is here mock server is starting here, and we also have to use a log information. And as we used that like other things for the request purpose, so we have to use that jQuery. So I am just copying this. So here jQuery, okay, that is good. So jQuery data mock server log, and that is the return, that is creating and the handling the steps. So now okay, so still it is, let me check, is there any. So mock server is okay, not a constructor. So let's check what's happening here. So here basically it is good, and just this, now it just okay, so now this all error gone, but nothing is showing here. Sorry. So what we have to do, if we go to the, actually that is the component support, it is okay. So now if we refresh, so now actually you can see that is everything is coming from that, basically the main view. So now here that is the title. So now if we go to the title, like properties, so that is title of that, and if we use that like mock server, So just the title, so you can see that is the mock server is coming here. So basically that is that is just make sure that is coming, but you can see that is like the index page is running, but this index page actually it is not from that normal, it is also actually it is also connecting with that initial mock server. And if we go to the initial mock server, then mock server actually coming to this, and actually it is triggering the mock server. So although that is the index, so in your case what you can do, you can like after creating that project, so actually it was coming, the test page was coming, so I just update that index to connect with the mock server. But in your case what you can do, you can copy the index and you can create another page, index HTML, that is like mock server. Then here actually you can browse the mock server, then you will find the both. But as I updated, so actually it's not need to do anything. Okay, fine. So now this is good. So now actually we have to render the data here. So let's work on that. So basically this is the page, the main view. So if we go to the main view here, so here actually we have to work to render the data, because currently everything is connected to the mock data and the metadata. Now we will just render the data. So here actually this is not needed. So what I will do, so here actually that, so I will put a header content. So you can see that header, I can just make it so basically that is the header content. So inside that header content I will put a button, and the button type is emphasized, and the press, when it press then it will call the on press function, and also like test here it is also come from the I18 properties. So I18n, then it is so like load first item. So if I save, you can see that on button is there. So actually it should come from the I18 properties. So here it just item. So okay, so now what we have to do, so it will load data again. We have to go to this, and here actually we have to use the items. So how we can see this, like here that is a button, only one button, and that is a header content. So here actually we will view the data. So that is the reason I will add the list. So list this So here this list ID list, you can use any name, it doesn't matter. So items, you can see that it is coming from the model, so it obviously it should be from the curly bracket, and so it is first coming meetups, so that is from that data source. And here no data text, then you can use like that is I18N, then no data text. So here actually it can come from the properties, so I'm just using that. No data. So here something is wrong. Let's check what is the mistakes here. So basically that is the list, and this inside that list it should have that items. So items, and inside that it should have that object item. So object items, and these object items we have to use that first of the number, and this number it will have that. Okay, so here path, even date, then type. What is the type? That is a datetime format. SAPUI dot model dot type dot date time, and here that is the format option. Format option is the style, it's just medium. And also we have to use the title. So here title, it just title, and it is from I18N title. So now this is, and here so that is object list item. After the title you can put the attribute, and this attribute actually that object attribute, and here that is the text, that is from the description. So now what we have to do something, yeah, so it is now good, but actually here that no data is showing. What we have to do, if we press on that list first item, so it should work. So we just declared the on press, but we still we didn't mention that actually what it will do. So basically that is the controller. We know that always we use the controller for our logic. So what we have to do, we have to go to the mock server view controller and the main controller. So here we have to use so that is the return, and that is the initialize function, and after that we can use that on press function. So here that function, and here we have to use that. So this function is done. So here actually we have to bind the data. So that is just a variable list, then this dot by id. This id actually, that is the what is the component, that is list. So it is the list. So now we list in that object, we have to bind items. So here that is the bind items. We can put that basically what item will bind and what is the path. So that is the path of, so here that is the meetups. So here we have to use the parameter. These parameters is for like additional components, how like it's a custom type you can use for that, like how you can view that binding. So it is custom, and planning is to use the first 3. So it will show the first 3, and we can also use the template. So this is the parameter is ending here. So template new object, it is object items, object list item basically here, and we have to close this. Inside the templates we again have to use a title. Sorry, title. This title basically it will come from the title. So here that is title, here it is done, that is the number that is again it should be the formats, so that is the number, again it is the path, so that is the even date. I can just copy and paste this because that is the same. So here actually I can just, it is no need to type here again. So basically that is a template here. So well, it's look good. There is something we need to fix here. Basically it should be like this. So here we also need to change something here because we use that UI5, so here actually we have to use this. So I'm just copying from here, it's here, so that is the controller, and we also use that list item. It should be an object attribute because we use this here. So now if we start our applications, and okay, so let's check what is the issues. So just clear and click again. So data bindings items, so data bindings, that is by ID is the list. So if we go to the page, so actually that is the ID list. So here it should be the ID list. Refresh. Okay, so here you can see the data, everything is same as per that SAP standard website. So if we can just compare with this, actually it would be the same, but you can realize that I didn't copy the, okay, so here actually the guest first 3 minute stuff, it's okay, we can just change the value here. So here if we just here properties, it's gets first 3 meetups, whatever it is. Okay, so if we click it's there. So you can realize that how I can I configure that mock server, and you can also understand that how I use the easy UI5 generator. So I think you understand because I have followed the standard way as per the SAP UI5 documents. So that's it, you can do, and I will update that code in the code GitHub, so you can download. So if you really like that video, please subscribe and like, and because I'm always updating the new videos so that you will be updated always. Thank you.